This is QUIGG and Cassius for iFILM London. We're at the Europa Hotel here in Belfast, ahead of tomorrow night's fight between Kiko Martinez and Carl Frampton. With me, I've got a future rival of Carl Frampton's, British champion, Scott Quigg. How are you, Scott?
Yeah, I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm very well. You're obviously not fighting on this bill. What are you doing here in Belfast?
I'm over with one of the lads from the gym, Callum Smith. He's boxing on the undercard, and it just happens to be on the undercard of Kiko and Carl, so it kills two birds with one stone. I get to come over with a lad, support him, and then watch a future rival.
So obviously I've just finished an interview with Carl Frampton actually, and you know, I try not to be cliche and always bring up the same things, but the point is that it's still a relevant topic, and it's sort of people still want to know, still people wanting this fight. It's one of the most sought after British fights that hasn't happened yet between yourself and Carl Frampton. So I can't help myself but sort of try and get his comments about, you know, the night before the fight with Martinez. Is Scott Quigg still on his mind? And from what he's saying to me, I think it is.
For doing that, I think you're bad for doing that, putting him on the spot before a big fight he's got. But like Carl, he knows he's got a tough job on his hands tomorrow. Obviously, he wins tomorrow, looks good. The fight gets between me and him gets even bigger. So it's one of them. He knows that he's got a tough job. He'll know. He wants to fight me. I want to fight him. But he knows if he slips up tomorrow, the fight between me and him loses a lot of momentum. So at the minute, it's on a high, and as long as he keeps winning, I keep winning, we're going to come together. And it's when that fight does happen, it will be a cracking fight, and the people who will be the winners will be me and the fans.
Do you know what? This in your division, it's very similar to the middleweight division. With this, I mean, it's been talked about this week because it's been on ringside, the three-way between Macklin, Barker and Murray. All three of those fighters genuinely think that they are the number one in the division. A lot of people just cannot simply split and pick. That's a three-way, but it was a three-way. Sort of Rendell Monroe, even though as far as I know, Rendell Monroe's coming back hasn't retired now, he's coming back into it. I've heard a rumour, I don't quite know if it's true, but as far as I've read on Twitter, something that Rendell Monroe retweeted, I saw that, you know, he's coming back. So, but for the time being, as you beat Rendell Monroe, this two-way thing that, you know, that it's very hard, unless you're a Quigg fan, which they would back you, or unless you're a Frampton fan, but a neutral fan, I think it's very difficult to sort of see, you know, where the line is there, you know.
That's what makes it so interesting, you know.
Come here for 1 minute, come here, just sit down for 1 minute.
Alright, man, cheers, man.
Wow.
Are you loving this? Look.
I'm loving this, because I tried to get this earlier on. Listen, I'm just saying to him, this division of yours is so finely balanced. Scott thinks he's number one, you think you're number one. Tomorrow night you will be European champion. So, what's that?
Fingers crossed. It's going to be a tough fight, real tough fight, but looking forward to it.
I know you don't want to overlook Kiko Martinez because you'd be silly to. Dangerous puncher. This is the test of your career so far. But this fight between you two, you know, these promoters, your promoter, Scott's promoter, this has got to happen this year, surely.
I think so. I think Scott agrees. I think it's a massive fight. It's just the boys behind the scenes need to make it happen. But the British public are calling for it. If Scott wants it, I want it. Let's do it. Be a great fight.
That's the thing. The thing is, it's whoever supports me thinks I've got the edge. Vice versa, a neutral fan will say it's 50-50, and that's what makes this so interesting. I know Carl's a quality fighter. He'll say the same about me. I'd be daft to say, no, he's not a good fighter. He is. You'd be lying to yourself. But fingers crossed, he puts the performance in tomorrow, and the fight gets even bigger. And you know, this year the fight will definitely happen. Mark my words. He wants it, I want it. This year it definitely will happen.
People sort of come up with their own assumption that there is some sort of bitterness between the two of you, but from what you've always said to me, that you two are really, it's not actually like that with you. You do want to fight each other, you do want to get into the ring to prove who is the best in the division, but there isn't any sort of bitterness between you two.
You just gotta do it. The best man wins. But all that stuff today with Martinez, like, that was just that was show, you know. That was a load of crap. It's just, he's not usually like that. He's trying to be like Sergio Martinez. That's what he's trying to copy. But me and Scott aren't like that. We've met each other a couple of times when we're all, you know, we shake hands and stuff, and it's just, you know, the press make things out to be worse than what it is, but that doesn't mean we don't want to fight each other. And well, you know, we'll shake hands before and after the fight, don't worry about that. But it's just a massive fight. You know, probably after Fury and Price, it's the one that the British boxing want to see with the fans. So.
I think people are talking about me and him fighting more than Price and Fury, because that fight isn't going to happen.
Yeah.
That fight isn't going to happen. I'm sat here now on camera, he's sat here on camera. That fight, me and him, we both want the fight. That fight will definitely happen this year. Price and Fury, it's losing sting because there's nothing behind the talk.
This fight has got to. This is, like I said, this is like you said, the most sought after, or if not one of the most sought after British fights that hasn't happened yet. Tomorrow night, this man will become European champion. You're British champion. Both belts on the line. This has got to happen in the.
It'll be massive, and you keep plugging it. You keep doing what you're doing, and
I plug it all the time. Frampton, Quigg.
Yeah.
Listen, he's the winner here. He's the first one to have a Saturday next to it. You're the winner here.
I shouldn't have come over, mate. I should have asked for a fee first.
I'll give you a fee. Listen, what, in your opinion, just finally, quickly, what has Carl got to do not to fall into his trap tomorrow? What Kiko Martinez was trying to do today and trying to rile him up into firing Carl out the blocks early, to trade with him early. This is all in Kiko Martinez. What's he got to do tomorrow to beat him?
Carl's not daft. You seen it the way into there. He went to get under his skin. He laughed it off. He knows he gets in the ring with him tomorrow. He's got first 4 or 5 rounds. He's got to be smart, get caught with nothing early, and then slowly chip away. And to be honest with you, I think I put it in the boxing news. I think a late stoppage on Carl will get a late stoppage. I mean, with someone like Kiko, Carl's too smart to go in there and start trying to bombs away with him in the first 2-3 rounds. You'd be daft. Box smart and then make him pay for it in the later rounds.
Final question to both of you, and then I'm going to let you go. Thank you very much for this. Do you rate, or how highly do you rate Scott as a fighter?
I rate Scott as a great fighter, but I've always said once I turned professional, I don't want to be involved in you know, fights that people don't pay attention to. I want to be involved in big fights, and it's a massive fight. So I think Scott feels the same. You know, that's it. I just want to be involved in big fights. I want to have big nights. Me and him could sell out 15,000, 20,000 seats. That's that big. That's what I want to be involved in.
The same. Do you rate Carl as a fighter?
Exactly, the exact same words. It's a fight. We both want to be the best, and we both want. It's a massive fight to come in and to fill a 20,000 seat arena, right? And me and him being top of the bill fighting each other. There's no needle between us. We both want to be number one, prove who's number one, and it's just a massive. And that's what you come in boxing for. I've got a question for you.
Go on.
How much are we getting paid for this?
Right, do you accept Sri Lankan rupees? Do you accept that? If you do, I've got a pocket full it now.
I'm going to Sri Lanka on my honeymoon, mate, so...
Are you really?
No, I'm going to Thailand.
If you go to Sri Lanka, name drop me there and they'll look after you. Mud huts and everything.
No worries, will do.
Right, listen, Scott Quigg, Carl Frampton, thank you very much for talking to us. I really did want to get you together, it just missed, but now I have got you two together. Let's hope this fight happens. Let's hope tomorrow night you do beat Kiko Martinez and have that belt, like I said to you, strapped around your waist. You're the British champion. Let's get it on!
Sorted.
Kugan Cassius, Scott Quigg, Carl Frampton, iFILM London, thank you very much. Nice one.